Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Moss Crossings. I'm Moss, and I'm coming to you with another speed build today. This is going to be a build in the fairy forest that I've been working on. It's going to be very wintry, and I'm going to be placing Sprinkle's house deep in the woods, and she's going to be sort of the witch of the woods. So the build is going to be really oriented around that sort of theme. So let's get started. First things first, as we all know, I make up all of my terraforming as I go along, so I'm going to be working on this little river here because I ended up deciding to put a bridge between Tia's little island and the area that I was going to be working on with Sprinkle, so I needed to finagle this whole area a little bit first. Here I'm doing the old water behind the cliffs maneuver again, a little bit more successfully this time. I think that you're actually going to be able to see the whole area really well by the end of this. The vibe that I'm going to end up going for with this build is going to be, so Sprinkle is going to be on the first tier of cliffs, and then underneath of that there will be what I was going for, sort of a like semi-abandoned like fairy courtyard kind of zone. So that's what I'm going to be working on for some of this build, and I'm also going to be doing the interior of Sprinkle's house, like redesigning, well, the inside and the outside of her house in this video. I usually take a really long time to decide on the wallpaper and flooring for any given interior because it really like sets the whole tone of everything, and I want to get it perfect or whatever, but I already knew exactly what I wanted to do with this space. But it did kind of evolve a little bit as I went along. So I started out with just sort of frozen furniture and just sort of a very like all white kind of theme, but as I go along, I start adding little details that sort of call back to other areas of the forest and kind of sprinkle in to a bunch of other stuff that you've seen so far in these fairy forest builds. So like just little hints that she's probably connected to a lot of stuff that's going on in this forest. Like a big part of this interior build was dropping a lot of little hints that everything you've seen so far sort of ties back to Sprinkle, and like the stuffed animals and the bunnies and the skeletons and all of the pottery and stuff, like it all sort of leads back here, and you can see little hints of that in the interior. I'm gonna go ahead and say I didn't make this to be a functional home for Sprinkle, obviously. I know in previous videos I've said I want my villager homes to be fully functional for the villagers and everything, and I'm doing that in my town neighborhood, but in the forest I feel like I'm kind of sacrificing that a little bit to make the homes more involved with like the story or the lore of the island. Just a little bit of like environmental storytelling, I suppose. I know I've dropped a lot of little bits of lore about Fair Falls and about this creepy fairy forest, but I don't think that I'm necessarily going to create a full cohesive story about the island. I've really enjoyed like reading y'all's theories in the comments about different villagers and stuff, and I think I just want to leave it sort of unexplained so everybody can kind of have their own thoughts and opinions about like what the story and the lore is on Fair Falls. And I think it'll make it even more fun for y'all to explore the Winter Dream Address when I release that. I'm planning to release the incomplete Winter Dream Address for Fair Falls on Valentine's Day. And right after that, I'm going to be jumping forward to spring and starting some new designs. So I'm on track to do that by Valentine's Day, and I really hope that y'all are excited because I'm very excited. I kind of wanted to do something a little bit more like regal for the exterior of Sprinkle's house, but I wasn't really feeling any of the options, so I decided to go a more like cabin in the woods kind of route, like more of a witch's cabin, witch's cottage kind of thing. This is where I begin working a little bit on the area right outside Sprinkle's house, and I really wanted to use the suspicious cauldron item because of the whole witch thing, obviously, but I didn't have it at the time, so I ended up setting up this like just stone kitchen and clay furnace outside of Sprinkle's house just to give kind of a similar vibe. This video, I swear, has taken forever and a half to edit. I don't know why this is taking me so long, but I hadn't finished editing it yet. I hadn't done the voiceover, and I actually found the recipe for the cauldron. So I ended up going and working on this area again and filming it before before it was done being edited, so that was fun. So I did end up getting the cauldron and using that in the build, which was great. It was really, really nice timing. I literally didn't realize until right now that putting that incline there removed the 2 trees that I had planted. So that's great. Yeah, I told y'all this build took me forever to finish, and I straight up worked on it during like 4 different days. That's why you're seeing me in like different outfits and stuff. It was just, it was a long slog for some reason. I really don't know why. Okay, this is where I finally had the cauldron item, and I also have my good trusty old cow skull thing on my head. I'm looking very Wild's End right now. But yeah, look at that cauldron. This is like one of my favorite 2.0 items. It's so good. I feel like this whole vibe right now is kind of very reminiscent of Wild's End. I feel like this area looks a little bit like what my mystical forest on Wild's End would have looked like if I had had the 2.0 items and it had been winter. On the inside of Sprinkle's house, I feel like I did a really good job of creating the spooky vibes, and I was trying to make it look spooky out here too. Like I was actively trying to make it look creepy, but it just looks cute, honestly. And I just kept making it look cute. I just can't do anything about that. I had this frozen tree just kind of tossed to the side over here, but I decided to go ahead and put it in the middle of the courtyard, kind of a White Tree of Gondor by way of Elsa. I'm kind of just finishing up this build by filling in the area behind the kitchen and stuff, like on the cliff, so that there's a bit of background and a bit of fullness when you're looking at this area. That's the build, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. I know this was kind of a long haul, but we did it. We made it. I really hope you enjoyed this video and that you're having a lovely day. Subscribe if you want to, like the video if you enjoyed it. That would be nice of you. And I'll see you soon in a new video. Bye-bye.